no borders between us, only frontiers to explore, no hinterlands to conquer. Oceans are but a distant shore. Outstriders leap from frame, gutting pain from every loss. No trenches dug divide us, only thresholds yet to cross. Welcome to Outstriders podcast, the first one of 2025. Believe it or not, I can hardly believe it. Sebastian, Happy New Year, mate.
Happy New Year.
So yeah, humanity survived another one.
Yeah, glad to see you again.
Oh, I'm glad and quite surprised to see you too. So, but fortunate indeed.
Yeah, we survived 24. It was challenging year.
It was an up and down year in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I'm very happy about the last year.
Yeah, there are certain places on this planet we could have been living in, except for the cosy little man cave we're in right now, where things could have been more existential.
Heated.
More heated and existential, yeah. So you've been doing okay, 2025?
Yeah, 2025 is in my head right now. You know,
so far, we got about
frame.
We got about 7 days into 2025 right now.
Yeah.
So this is the first podcast of many to come.
Yeah.
And today's you had
strong.
something to ask me.
I got a call from Santa Claus. He wants his beard back.
Ah, bastard! Modern day slaver. Keeping all the elves busy in his sweatshops. The bastard. I don't listen to Santa Claus. He deserves to give us presents.
Yeah. Now I see you in my mind with the red hat, you know?
Yeah, bobble hat.
You would be a great one.
Oh, well, if you found me coming down your chimney in the middle of the night, I mean, save the kids. Get them out of the room. No, but there's a reason for this, by the way.
Tell me.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you right now.
Okay.
I'm not going to share it right now, but I'll get back to the reason, and it has something to do with the theme we'll be pursuing today. So to start off the year with a bang, I thought, we'd go through some of the top scientifically based reasons for human extinction. Or changing civilization as we know it. Mm-hmm. The end of civilization as we know it,
Okay.
So that would be, we start off kind of dark. And then I think progressively things are bound to get a bit lighter.
Let's hope
you reckon?
for it.
Yeah, let's hope so. Yeah. So
we are still in a fighting pit.
We are still, we're halfway to the Ludus.
Yeah.
We've got our school passes to the Gladiators Fighting School. We've picked up our first gladiatorial Hispaniensis gladius.
Yep.
And so we're quite happy right now. I just got my scutum in place. There we go. And right, so the first thing I thought I'd talk about, because, the title of the podcast is A World Gone Amok.
Okay.
And it's AMOC spelled AMOC, which stands for something that is impossible to remember. So I've read this again and again and again while I've been doing my research, and it just doesn't glue into the inside of my cerebellum, mate. But apparently AMOC, spelt with a C, stands for, I'm glancing down at my notes here, the Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation. And what the hell does that mean, I hear everybody virtually ask. Yeah, well, that is the main current that goes through all our oceans throughout the planet. It goes up around the Indian subcontinent, does a double dip down into Atlantis, I was going to say, but the South Atlantic and everything, and around the Cape of Good Hope and the Horn. And what it does, it swivels up into the top of the Atlantic and causes a spin which effectively controls the climate. So without the AMOC, then basically
no life.
Ice Age, or life, but how to live it.
Yeah, didn't know about it.
Well,
I take everything for granted, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
born in the middle of Europe.
Yeah. You
The
lucky bastard.
True middle of Europe. You know, Czechs and Polacks. And like everybody claims they have in their country there is the middle of Europe, even Germany.
Yeah.
But the true center,
the true navel
is ours.
Yeah, that is Slovakia.
Yeah, just go on.
Yeah.
I take it for granted.
Funnily enough,
you know?
it just strikes me that
and the beautiful weather, 3 months of winter, 3 months of spring, 3 months of summer, 3 months of autumn. Isn't it perfect?
Yeah, that's pretty much perfect. So you're the world's navel, and funnily enough, you don't have a navy, do you? You're not next to a sea.
We are praying for the, the raise of the sea level.
Yeah.
So we can get rid of some of our neighbors.
Yeah.
They are like. Our Slovak people knows which country should be flooded.
You want to be an island.
And actually, we want a warm sea.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you a few hints which sea should overflow and which country should be, underwater.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it.
Of course not, because we're not here to insult anybody. No. So anyway, let's see how the end of the AMOC will affect, for example, Slovakia, because it will have a definite effect on Europe. Mm-hmm. And so the AMOC is it supplies salt water. This is the basic simplified explanation attempt about what the AMOC is. So it's a big fucking current going throughout the whole, all the oceans of the world. On its way, it causes the monsoons in India and stuff. So it helps, it creates less hot weather in the south and less cold weather in the north.
Okay.
And part of the way it does that is by delivering salt water to the North Atlantic. Along the way, it enables the Gulf Stream, which is what is keeping Europe much warmer than it should be or could be. And it provides a spin because you have light. Salt water is much heavier than fresh water. Okay, so you've got a lot of rainfall up in the north, of course, and so that creates a lighter water on top of the salt water, which is sinking. But all these currents and everything, all this confusion below the placid waters, below the waves, it creates a spin. And so all the stuff, it spins back a cooler climate from the north and
brings
it down to the south.
Yeah.
So that's why people aren't boiling all the time on the equator. And it also makes Europe a hell of a lot more nicer, like your lovely, balanced Slovakian climate and stuff. Huh? And but they say,
So how could this go wrong, or what could happen for this stream to just stop or whatever?
Well, there's if it's slowing down, which
is it?
Yeah, it's been slowing down massively.
And why?
There are several reasons for this, but like the main simplified ones is that to put it simply, the North Atlantic is salty because of the AMOC.
Yeah.
And the AMOC provides salt. They're all interconnected. Okay, so if you take, it's like the chicken and the egg. One without the other, you're not going to get far. So they're all interconnected. The whole climate, it's like in Slovakia, there is actually a delicate, fine balance on this planet, believe it or not, when it comes to climate. And this is the Holocene epoch. Okay, so this has been about the nicest climate we've ever had for, I don't know, the last million years or so. But every time you get a bit of sunshine, it's like the summers in England, you know. You're planning a barbecue, you're inviting your guests over, you got your Bermuda shorts on and that, you just thrown a couple of veggie sausages on the barbie, and then it starts pissing down. Something's there to spoil it.
Yeah.
And scientists agree, mostly, which is probably about 70% of them at least, all the measurements that have been done since the 60s, I believe, or the 1750s when first someone filled a bucket of seawater and looked at it, they show that the AMOC is lessening. It's getting weaker and weaker.
When it comes to salt.
Not just the salt supply to the North Atlantic, which a hell of a lot of fish love. You know, so fish stocks, you know.
Yeah, we all need salt.
We all need a bit of salt. Yeah.
When you go to sauna and you sweat it out, then when you need.
Yeah, and as you know, I sweat a lot. Got that old man perspiration going on there. My glands are about the only thing still working.
So let me not ask questions like why in the beginning. So let's
that was
continue.
A bit existential.
Let's continue with what. We kind of answered the question what, and now we should go for how.
Yeah.
So, and that's what you're saying right now.
Yeah. Or we could jump over to the fun stuff and just say what the effects will be.
Yeah.
How will it screw up Europe? So, the AMOC, they say, is going to disappear, is going to be disrupted.
Yeah.
In an over-tipping. That's what the overturning, some places I've read, over-tipping circulation.
Yeah.
Normally over-tipping is something you do in a restaurant when you've had a crappy meal, so it should be avoided at all costs. But the over-tipping in this thing is not just disastrous for your appetite and wallet and enjoyment of a nice meal or a nice date at a cosy ambient restaurant. It's going to create a lot more food problems than getting a crappy meal at a restaurant or food poisoning.
I watched some video you sent me.
Yeah, I'll send you a couple of links.
Is it that thing when the temperature in that sea rises above some point?
Yeah.
That's the over-tipping?
Yeah, the over-tipping point. It's just a tiny nudge. Yeah. Like you're... Imagine...
So you got a scale, and till you reach, it's the same with the election, right? You got the, what is it called in English? Oh, I should know this. Anyways, you know, to...
Proportional representation the first past the post?
No, like you got a rule, like you need to have at least 5% of the whole electorate. Yeah. So you can get into parliament. And if you get 4.9%, you are not getting into parliament.
Exactly.
You understand me?
Yeah.
So that's the same principle. Like there is a point you need to, the threshold, right?
Yes,
you need to reach the threshold. So certain things will began to have effect, and that's what happens.
Yeah,
in the
and
ocean,
a mass effect. So imagine you're trying to break the world record in dominoes. Yeah. Okay, and you've almost set up, I don't know, a couple of million domino pieces, and you only got 10 more to do before you can start. Yeah. And some bastard sneezes and causes all the dominoes to go down at once. Yep. And so there's going to be a massive pissed off effect. Yep. And so Europe, scientists, first of all, the AMOC is going to, they reckon it's going to go because it's done it before. Mm-hmm. And funnily enough,
when?
Well, each ice age, basically.
But it always comes back, so no problem.
Yeah, it could come back, but we're talking about the end of civilization as we know it.
Oh shit!
I mean, ask any Atlantean,
Dinosaur.
any dinosaur. Well, that was a bit of a meteorite shit as well, but they did freeze. And ask any Neanderthal what it's like to live in cold weather.
Sun, with these apocalyptic scenarios, there's many times like, oh, no sun was shining on Earth because there was such a big cloud of,
of shit that was blown up. And that.
Yeah. So, what is...
No. It's not
no sun, or will be sun there?
The sun will be superfluous.
Because
it
if
won't
there
matter.
will be sun, I'm gonna buy the Elon Musk, the cubicle with the solar panels,
right.
And I'm gonna buy some Cybertruck, and you're off the grid with this thing. Just saying, I had to say it. Just let's continue.
Yeah, and I think searching...
If anything happens and everything freezes, and still and everything goes to shit and everything is under, like, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 meters, kilometers, whatever, of snow.
Well, we're talking, And now we're talking about the effect. Well, I'm glad you've pre-planned and you've got some survivability ideas because... to cast a ray of optimism into all this gloom, we're going to be providing our loving audience with some survival tips at the end. Just so you know that there's no such thing as false hope.
Okay, so we finished with...
about what it basically is.
Yeah, what it is. Yeah, and how it behaves and the threshold of the tipping point. Yeah.
Yes. So the effects...
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, I've been trying to say first of all for half an hour now, virtually. But first of all, we got the time frame that this is going to happen. They say it's a 95% probability that it will happen in the next 75 years, starting with 2025. So it could happen this year.
Tomorrow.
Could happen tomorrow, the tipping point.
I'm not ready.
Well, you haven't got your Cybertruck yet, have you?
I don't have money on Cybertruck, and the house will cost much more. So I'm gonna pray to all the gods. I will try them all. Anyways, just continue. Let's continue.
Right. So the effects. If you look on any globe, any atlas and that, you see Europe is way high up there, like where Canada, North America is, the bits that normally have loads of snowstorms and everything. So the European temperature is going to get lower by between 10 and 15 degrees. And like I said, ask any Neanderthal how much stress that is. There was hardly any vegetarians in the lower Pleistocene, by the way, or Pliocene, because, of course, we can't grow plants in an ice age. And that is going to be a problem. So we're getting over to the...
For who?
Well, okay. Yeah, especially for the vegetarians, all right?
Okay,
Happy now? Bastard vegan empire. Well, there won't be a vegan empire, I'm afraid. I mean, all the skinny yoga instructors and that, it'll be Carmageddon. And they're not going to make it, mate. They're not going to make it. But I've got some survival ideas as well, where I might just stick to a couple of my principles, well, one or two principles at the most, and still survive, still make it for at least a couple of weeks or months or whenever.
Okay, so give us a peek into your two principles. What are your two principles?
Well, still being mostly vegetarian, but of course eating a bit of fish. But I think 70% of the sharks are gone, so the mermaids aren't going to make it, are they?
Yeah.
Not in frozen waters. They're all going to travel down to the equator and stuff. So they'll be sunning themselves topless on all those beautiful beaches that are going to get too hot and irradiated, though. So they're going to get, melanomas and, cancer spots.
No, they will
all the mermaids are going to die of cancer.
No,
I know.
No. I'm going to tell you what it will happen.
It's a tragedy.
They will get much more many breasts, There will be like 6 of them.
Well, that
So-
might be a side effect. And that, they're going to
You
get
have
three
to
eyes.
look at it from the positive point of view, like
Yeah.
how it could further the development.
Well, for every super mutant X person, there's a million
Yeah.
fucked up mutants.
Yeah.
So
I have question for the time frame and for the scientific
the models that they built up. Yeah.
yes. So I see the world and it's pretty nice. And so what is their best guess? Like so basically the 70% based on what you're saying of scientists, they agree this will happen.
There's no number here, but most scientists who've researched into it agree.
This will happen in 75 years.
Within 75 years, yeah.
Okay.
Starting from this year.
There have been few predictions similar to this about society, actually. And they said that the resources will be so few. It was in 60s or something. I don't remember the guy. I don't remember. But Jordan Peterson was talking about it on his podcast.
Yeah. Of course he was. Yeah.
And
if we remember to make our beds, then the planet will survive.
Okay, but basically all the predictions he said were wrong. Either about the.
Well, he would, wouldn't he?
I don't have I didn't gather facts for this, but what I want to ask is so they predict in 75 years that this will happen. Yeah, that this will happen, and they base it on this AMOC stream, and they basically predict new ice age.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Well, for Europe especially, but it'll be bloody hot further south.
Okay, so it will.
So this isn't about the. This is something different from like the big freeze. That's another one. The reason.
Okay.
The reason.
So this is specifically for Europe.
Well, no, it's going to be.
Or it will increase the
water level. The sea levels will rise.
Okay.
So then Slovakia might become an island, the new Mediterranean, the new Tenerife or some island that's nice.
Like when you look at these old maps, like it already happened. The
Portlands,
the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah,
I don't know in Oceania. I don't know in English. In Slovakian, it's Oceania, which is Australia, and all these little islands.
Yeah.
They are the top parts of much huger.
There was a land bridge going all the way down to Australia.
Yeah.
There was a land bridge going, combining America, joining America to Russia and everything, mainland.
Yeah.
So there's been, there's been a lot more land before.
Yes.
So,
it's not so in the history of the globe. It's not so crazy to think that.
Yeah, just a few meters of sea level rise in that's what the global warming is about. So with the global warming, that would mean the Greenland sheet, everything would melt. The Antarctica and the Arctic would melt. So then, of course, you would have a huge amount of both precipitation, fresh water, that would destroy the salinity, the salt water.
Okay. Yeah.
So all these are all individual dominoes that build on each other.
Okay, so what? The incurable optimist. So, what about Mother Nature? She should be able to cope with that.
Well, she's been coping for quite a while,
Yes,
as all the
and
measurements have shown.
such a great job.
Yeah, but her patience is wearing thin.
Yeah, the threshold.
Even
you can't...
mothers have their limits. You know, they have their thresholds, and that's the problem.
And then that's when it gets violent.
Well, yeah, humanity is the annoying kid who's just pestering his mum all the time until she snaps.
I need to say this. So, why Europe is going to green energy, whatever.
Yeah.
Most people know what it means. But in China, they are building this fossil...
fossil fuel stuff.
Yeah.
And that. Well, that's because they're at
so basically,
industrial level.
We are saving the planet, but China is the, big chimney for us. Like they're just burn it all.
Yeah, if we drive electric cars and cyber trucks, whatever, and if we cut down on our use of resources. For every person that does that in our part of the world, you've probably got a small village with 100 million Chinese people.
Exactly.
Who are
and not only them,
coal burning.
India, Nigeria, like all these developing countries. And I think good point that Peterson actually has is
him again.
Is the like you shouldn't forbid this not as clean energy in the developing world, because their first problem is to get out from poverty.
Yeah.
And once you cross, I think it was, I don't made up numbers, but certain amount of money, I don't know.
Well, as long as you spread it.
Yeah. So then people start to think about long-term ways how to live better. But if you're if you don't have any food, then you don't care about the climate.
Yeah.
So
of course, if you're a peasant, you're going to burn cow dung if it's cheaper than getting an electric stove or a cyber truck.
Exactly.
So what is Jordan Peterson's advice then? So perhaps we should share the wealth a bit more, or create like a world grid of resource sharing, so poor countries would be less poor.
I don't know exactly. At least
it's make your bed, isn't it? Again, it's like humanity has to make their bed.
At least don't stop the development of these countries. Like let them burn the fossil fuel.
You call yourself an optimist.
And okay, so his take on
enough about that bastard
on the climate change is that the planet got much greener. Thanks to CO2, and so that's his point of view. I don't have point of view. I'm just gathering resources. So this is why I'm bringing it up. Like, okay,
Well, the day Jordan Peterson goes extinct, I'll be applauding. But we're not here to discuss solutions.
Yeah. Okay.
We
are bringing the
we're only
troubles.
Focusing on the dark shit.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
I'm in it now.
So you're going to have like it's going to be really hard for people to live at the levels that we're living once the AMOC is fucked up, right? And it's going to be a big freeze. There's going to be freezing in Europe. We're not going to have crops and everything. So, and the rest of the world is going to be all distorted. The monsoon isn't going to happen in India. It's going to screw with the monsoons.
Okay.
So they're going to have less.
There?
Well, they go dry. They're dry out.
So
we
are
deserts.
Under the ice. They are the desert.
Yeah.
What about China?
China.
We love China.
They're going to be part of the big freeze mainly, except for the southern parts. They're probably going to be deserts.
Desert. So that means they will have sun, much more sun than we do.
Well, in the desert, yeah, but
cool.
the resources.
So
that no one's going to be able to drive a Cybertruck then.
But they are in a great position. Look, you get the ice.
Yeah.
You defrost the ice in the desert.
Yeah.
And thanks to your off-grid Cybertruck and the house, off-grid house with the solar panels, everything. You got water. You should store the wheat, like seeds and all the seeds you need.
Yeah.
And you can be vegetarian at the time. All other the icy people, they will eat each other or something.
Well, that's that focusing on what's really most probably going to happen. Again, looking placing to one side your enthusiastic, youthful optimism, less jaded than I. It's going to be like we're going to have to eat meat, basically. I mean, I've got to vegetarians. I've got to find a really fat friend and become great mates with a fat bastard, basically, before the Armageddon, the apocalypse hits us, and so that we can use his body heat. We can do some. Like in Fight Club, extract his human fat and soap and stuff. There's many products that you can use from human fat, according to Fincher and Poluniak. And also, let's face it, mate. You're not going to be in my tribe. You're not going to be in the veggie tribe. You're going to be one of the cannibals chasing me.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, once you start chasing me, I'll just, if I've got a big fat friend who's running along, you've got a choice between, there's the skinny bastard over there, and there's that big fat lump of luscious protein waddling along. He's slipping on the ice again. Poor bastard. Oh, quick, before he sweats out more protein, let's grab him. We can survive off of him for at least a month. Yeah. And you're going to let the skinny bastard go. So I've got to find if there's anyone out there who wants to become my new great mate and who's a bit corpulent, doesn't mind putting on a bit of extra weight. Then again...
Okay, so it seems like I would be the guy from the north in the ice place.
We would be on either side of the survival guide divide, I'm afraid. Yep.
You're the guy with the Cybertruck.
No, I wouldn't buy anything from Musk, not even the smell. No, but things we...
Anyways,
where would you
it doesn't matter if it comes from him.
Yeah.
The only thing is, you need to grow crops, and I need to get meat. So
what I'd do, if I captured a cannibal, such as yourself, although preferably a more nubile one, then I'd tie you down to the floor and plant seeds in you and probably use you as fertilizer for the few anemic plants, the few watery, water's a problem, but, a few weak plants that I'd be growing. My tomatoes would probably be about this big. And
what will
you'd be fertilizer, mate, for us veggies.
What will the vampires and werewolves do at this time?
You're going a bit off topic now, aren't you? so we're here to discuss dark facts. Yeah. So of course the vampires would be fine because they'd have loads of blood. The werewolves would be fine because they got a big furry fucking coat, and the moon would full moons would still come out.
Let's go.
And they'd just join the rest of your cannibals. You'd have the bloody vampires and the werewolves. You'd have everyone on your side, mate. Yeah. And us veggies, we'd have to get really good at running.
We can put these two clans under one room. Anyways, yes, I agree. That was off the topic.
Back to the reason why I'm... I'm cultivating my body hair. So all over my body, I'm just letting the shit grow. Yep. So in the post-apocalypse, you're going to have a few skills. You have to be good at running away for me, or chasing and rounding up prey for you, and you're going to have to be good at weaving. So that's why I'm growing my body hair. So I'll have a big fat beard. I'll be able to make thatched roofs out of my pubes. No, they're spiky as hell, so they're pretty weather resistant and insulating. You know, my crotch is always warm, and you'll be able to create probably a whole host of products out of your own body hair, because humans would be the resource, unless the feral cats end up eating everybody, of course. But that's
that
another
might
topic.
happen,
Yeah. And so it'll be, you know, down in the south, it'd be like, of course, a radioactive desert wasteland, and you're wonderfully sweet, naive, utopic predictions that humanity would choose the practical way of combining an ice desert with a desert and finding there'd be a thin belt where all humanity could get along, and they could travel to the island of Slovakia. No, that'd be under ice. The Costa del Bratislava. But
we could use sun to defrost, you know, like all with
like
all
build
these
a big
pyramids.
mirror.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
go on.
Okay. Next topic. Okay. That is basically the AMOC.
Yeah.
Right. We've done the AMOC.
Yeah.
AMOC's gone, but there's more ways where we could become extinct, or the end of civilization as we know it, kind of shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was the big freeze.
Yeah.
This one.
Right then. So the next one, according to Malthus, I think that's the guy you were thinking about earlier, when you were like, we're going to use up all our resources, massive overpopulation, you know, that there'll be someone who looks just like you, probably several places on the planet, too many of us. Well, according to the latest studies, Malthus isn't going to be a big problem, because by the year 2050, but all the shit is starting this year, but it might happen quicker with the domino effect. You never know. So our populations mainly are in decline. So you've got inverted pyramids that show how many old people there are. Oh, there's more and more of us, and how few young people there are, and how few babies you young kids are making these days.
Whose fault is that?
Well, that's another subject, right? So places, like China, they've probably already reached, by the 2030s, they'll have reached their limits. Definitely by the 2050s, you'll have populations of the planet, of humans, will go into decline.
Yeah, okay.
That's probably a good thing for the animal kingdom and the few areas that might be left.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, the AMOC hits us first. But so the demographic decline will mean either there'll be abundant resources for the planet, okay, or it'll mean that we won't have enough people to do shit. So hopefully all these apocalyptic Armageddons, I mean, I'd never Harmageddon. I don't even know what a Geddon is. They will cancel each other out. So with a bit of luck, global warming will stave off the big freeze, and then acid rain will cause further salinisation of the water levels.
That's what I'm saying. Mother Nature. Mother Nature.
Mother Nature's pretty sick, though. She's being tested to her limits. But also what could precipitate?
But, what do we know about limits? We know
things have happened.
For
before.
example, the sprinters. They all believe like, oh, we can go faster than it's certain ages, and then comes one motherfucker who's like, I'm gonna run faster, and then he runs faster, and then everybody like crosses the threshold, and they just realize, oh, there is whole another world like above the threshold.
Yeah.
So maybe we will find a whole new world up there.
But you got to remember
the nature could go into like different state, which doesn't necessarily needs to be wrong, or like, okay, the old shit dies,
Yeah.
but the new one will come.
Yeah, I'm trying not to take that personally, but sure. But the thing is, we have seen it before with the ice ages and stuff. According to Graham Hancock and everything. I mean, ask any Atlantean. Atlantis sank and all that. So all this stuff is going to change civilization as we know it. The Pornhub, forget it. So...
Oh, shit.
We're all done for.
But we will have our, new girlfriends. Physical girlfriends.
Yeah, we're getting back to that. Yeah. I mean, you cannibals, you probably fuck any corpse. But... right, we got fertility decline. The sperm count in males is getting less and less and less, and that's not because of excessive masturbation. You're going to blame the feminists, I know.
I don't know who I should blame. Anyways.
Yeah, but we're not here to portion out blame either, are we? Really, we're not here for solutions. We're not here to blame anybody.
You know what Hungary does with the social?
They eat the Hungary.
No.
Oh, the Hungarians.
Hungary.
The Magyars.
Yeah. Their policy is in favor of young families, basically. So they are fighting this decline.
Well, like Putin's doing as well. Yeah, they've got a lot in common, that bastard down in Hungary and Putin, haven't they? So they get along well, it seems. So, but Russia is actively trying to promote young families. But of course, then you look upon anything that deviates from getting 15 kids, like that Catholic Jordan Peterson vibe and everything and that. You look upon anything that doesn't follow that creed, that philosophy up as a danger, as something that could eventually destroy your country or your military budgets.
That's the pitfall of the strict conservatism.
Yeah. So you've got the fertility crisis and that could also, if you have a lot less people, then you have less people working, you lower productivity.
Yep.
Okay, so then you'll have a financial crisis. So then everything will. This is one of the dominoes as well, because it's not just like one thing that will happen and then that'll be cancelled out by global warming. So it's a whole set.
The whole system, right?
Yeah, the whole system. Then you also the next thing. Right, we got to get on to the super virus. I was just reading the other day that there's a new thing that's coming from China now. Their hospitals are getting inundated with sick people. So either some horny bastard has fucked a bat and a pangolin. I think they were saying it, like an armadillo. They mixed an armadillo and a bat. That was the first COVID theory, and somehow they shared excrements or something, and then some bastard must have fucked one of them. I mean, I don't know what you'd how you could choose between some horny armadillo, literally horny, and a bat. It'd have to be a vampire. So some Chinese hopping vampire probably ate a bat that had shared excrements with a pangolin, and then of course COVID started. Of course, he went on to some virgin.
They have new one right
sneezed.
Now, right?
Yeah. So they got a new one out right now, and you got super viruses that could happen. But the latest scientific breakthroughs and discoveries, it's called mirror life. What you do in the morning when you're admiring yourself. Looking at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to science, you got, I think, DNA, that stuff in nature, enzymes and everything, that is left-handed. Don't ask me how. And then, because most people are right-handed. So the mirror life they're making is an exact replication of our cells and enzymes and our molecules.
Yeah.
Because their goal is probably to do the Frankenstein thing and it's alive, create life. They haven't got to that level yet.
Okay.
So they're working right now on microbiology by the use of nanotechnology.
Okay.
And so that means, but if you create mirror life, it is shown that mirror life is immune to all the antibodies and the protection that nature, talking about Mother Nature again, has. And it's immune.
So it is immune.
Well, yeah, it's immune to everything that stops a virus killing everything.
Okay.
Because nature, Mother Nature, she has her immune system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this shit is like, so Mother Nature basically can't kill it.
No.
So it will kill the Mother Nature.
Perhaps, but we don't know.
Okay.
But it might. We're talking about maybes here.
Yeah.
Known unknowns.
You know, these nanotechnologies and like when it becomes nanobiotechnology.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah.
That's like, I don't know anything about it, basically. But that sounds scary.
Yeah.
That sounds like,
that
oh
is
shit.
real
Like,
dystopian sci-fi.
Can you imagine like some AI robot getting into this field?
Yeah, we'll get back to that one. There's more to come. There's more to come. So with
they will raise their own humans. For example, if you just continue with the logic of it and come to very end of it,
as the apex,
or any other,
as the apex predator on this planet, the only ones that can kill us are us. Mm-hmm. So that's exactly. And that's about it with mirror life. Okay. So it's not. There's a reflection of some kind of possibility for mass extinction there, because it will bypass
it
all
is
the protective.
Our own doing.
Yeah,
and
that'll be someone in a lab who's tired of screwing a bat. And so there's all plays. That's another the other way COVID could have come out. Those labs in Wuhan is a bit suspicious for sure.
We have to bear in mind it is still communist country. Still, these ideas, great ideas of communism, are there, and we who remember the beauty of the socialistic society.
Yeah, your paradise back in Slovakia, mate. Yeah.
We know exactly what's that about.
Yeah.
You can't get toilet paper at the end of 80s.
Shitty. Yeah, I know. People were queuing up.
Yeah, people queuing up and like, hey, and the reporter goes like, hey guys, what are you doing here? Oh, we are waiting for toilet paper.
Well, there is a whole subcontinent that has a different method of wiping your ass. Mm-hmm. We're talking about India. When you go to the loo in India, it's not a bidet, but there's just a cup of water, and you're supposed to use your left hand. So you just wipe your ass on that, and then you clean your hand.
I didn't know.
Then you go make some food for some tourists, and they get really sick from food poisoning. I mean, food poisoning is a way of life there. That's why all the tourists, everyone visiting India, you always get sick. It's the bacterial level. Okay, so we've gone through mirror life, supervirus, a bunch of stuff here. Yeah. And then we've got to address the herd of mastodons thundering through the room here and get into some contemporary avenues, trying not to piss off anybody, because we try and piss off everybody equally. And you've got...
Yeah, first and foremost, equally.
Yeah. You got the mad genius, mad idiot equation. And, talking to Musk, foreshadowing aside, that's the thing. But you've got people like Putin. I bet if Putin got an incurable disease, if some doctor told him, oh, mate, it's a brain tumour, you got a month to live, he'd be thinking of, I'm going to fucking get rid of Ukraine before I go. That'll be my legacy. He'll press the button and he got atomic war and all that stuff. And the mad genius could be working in a laboratory saying, I want the mirror image of life, which he's too stupid to understand is death. What is the mirror image of life? Exactly.
Yeah.
And so you have,
Okay.
and I imagine the Orange Man, as you know, I'm more of an apples and pears person than, I love Holland, but for some reason, oranges, they just make me, they're too acidic. They make me want to heave. So imagine the Orange Man, the El Presidente over in the USA, he'd probably be calling for a Coke and he could press the wrong button. Someone left a suitcase lying around, one of his sloppy adjutants that sort of left the wrong briefcase there. Things could happen in a stupid way as well. They really could. You know, there could be, it's the tipping points again. If you have enough stupidity, then, because all this stuff we're talking about,
it's pretty much comic, this one.
stupidity. I told you it would be a fun one, this podcast. So stupidity will be our ultimate downfall. All civilizations that have grown and declined, there's three factors that steer that growth and decline, and it's laziness, greed, and stupidity. To paraphrase Ian Morris, I believe, one of the great history writers. So you got the mad geniuses and the mad idiot stuff, and then we've got to get to.
I want to
address
here.
something. Yeah. You know some mad geniuses.
I don't know. Anyways, but look. In the past, many geniuses were considered mad.
Yeah.
So I just want to address that. Another thing, the fact that many people think something doesn't make it true. So, and humanity overall, it is sheeple, and.
They don't call me the sheeples poet for nothing.
So, and if we think about the geopolitics right now, we got the US, we got the Europe, we got, the biggest player in Africa is South Africa. Then you got an end up there, Nigeria. Then you have Middle East, big guys with a lot of oil.
Yeah, Turkey are building their first aircraft carrier now. Just when it's becoming absolutely stupid to build one because some drone is going to hit all the aircraft carriers. So, damn. The Ottomans, they were more progressive before.
I got a little bit of their blood probably in me. Just saying.
I'm sure you have. I mean, they went deeply. They came up to your village, I'm sure.
So, and you got
bashy bazooks.
Yeah, so you got few players in the Middle East with nukes. Just let's point that out.
Yeah.
Then you got India and the
India, Pakistan,
East
India,
Asia,
China. That's a hot
and China.
spot. Yeah.
Right. And then in the middle of all of it, there is Russia.
Oh, you got
so
loads.
So if you just think about the whole globe, right? I don't believe I am fucking optimistic about the whole humanity.
I knew.
And you know why? I think I'm deliberately delusional.
Yeah.
Because of my youth and like.
You want to live forever.
This can't not necessarily
longer than.
But I need to reproduce. That's the thing. And
you kind of do.
Till that threshold is crossed for me, for my psyche, it's like no. Like it's just pure delusion, like nothing can go wrong because I don't want it to. But if I peek into that, realm, like what if then virus sounds pretty good.
A good way to go.
Good way to go, yeah, for all of it.
Oh, bubonic plague, can't go wrong.
Another thing, like
depends how the virus affects you, what the symptoms are.
If these guys up there are crazy enough,
to make anti-life,
to like strike some nukes, I think that's a great possibility.
That's a quick way. That's kind of, well, it depends. If you're one of the people just outside the radius and you die slowly of radiation poisoning, that's not. But if you're right underneath the bombs when they hit, that's probably the best thing.
In my opinion, I think we are more heading not to like. I think the more scary thing is if you look at China and about the communist totalitarian regime and the use of technology for that purpose, it changes humanity. It just puts everybody kinda into slavery, and if you apply these all quotas, like you can't eat meat and you
shouldn't eat meat.
You can't go on holiday and you got this credit score and you cannot fly and all that shit, and who will be in charge of it? Oh, let's put some AI computer in charge of it,
Yeah.
So
we're getting to that.
So to be under the rule of machines, that's fucking that's worse than
we're getting there. You're coming too early. You're blowing your load too early, mate. But we're getting
boy
precocious as usual. But of course, without private jets, how would you get people to all these global climate conferences? Without consumer, we're beyond.
And the market, the market is always there. Like the whole world can deny market. Market rules the world. I'm a big believer in market.
Yeah, but the point is, Thomas Huntington's Clash of Civilizations kind of vibe aside, whether it's capitalism, totalitarianism, communism, free market, closed market, tariffs, whatever, subsistence farming,
we shouldn't forget the religion. That's a big one. That's a big one, and like it seems like everybody wants to deny it,
but we're still
its existence.
Yeah, but the thing is, these are cyclical occurrences that happen on our planet. A bunch of these, of course, some of them we cause ourselves. We quicken the pace of everything by the industrialization.
We're fast,
Yeah, we're too quick. We're blowing our load. It's the end of the world as we blow it. That was bad. Sorry about. I apologise. I've been waiting for an opportunity to use that for about an hour now. So sorry about that. So, but these are the part of the causality behind what could cause a mass extinction event. But there are many things also beyond our control. And let's admit it, how much self-control does humanity have? That's just the thing with free market capitalism and all that. If you don't have someone telling you what to do, you're going to make some wrong choices. Of course, that's how we learn, how we develop.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. But so we've done mad genius, mad idiot, and all the things, and they're all sort of combined into this. So now we got one of my favourites, the Singularity. And you've been foreshadowing this all the time. This is why we're sort of ending with the Singularity.
Can you explain in few words?
The Singularity is when AI becomes conscious and turns into a super consciousness and takes over everything. And I have a few theories that aren't quite mainstream on how this will happen. And I have evidence for my theories, and it follows human frailty and our base instincts, and it combines that with the technologies that are coming out today.
Yeah.
So a mix of stupidity and brilliance as we go into it. So the singularity, as you can see, more and more things are happening on as our generation called it, the interweb, spinning its way through the cosmos. And the way the singularity, the Terminator thing, you know, you got the. Well, I don't think it'll be Arnold Schwarzenegger coming through the door and saying, "Hasta la vista, baby," and killing a bunch of cops, but you know, and destroying humanity. And we'll fight back. Come on, John Connor, we can take them. It's not going to be like that.
Yeah.
One of the biggest growth industries. Poor old China. They're getting it today, aren't they? Oh yeah. For all the Chinese people out there, you know, I love your culture. You invented fireworks, you know. So there's a lot of good stuff going on there still, and there's
Kung
a lot
fu.
of good people. Kung fu, Bruce Lee. But the biggest market developers right now in a certain type of robot. It's South Korea, Japan, and China. And if you combine that, it's like if you were going to build a robot, I mean, be honest. Is it going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No
or
way.
Is it going to look like...
It depends who is developing it.
Exactly.
It depends.
And
where is the market?
Yes. It's the mad blokes who are developing it, and it's the incels that are going to be. That is the biggest.
market.
That is the market. The biggest market share.
So it's going to be a
We're talking about
big as Latinas.
Yeah, all the way, mate. And,
Like all the archetypes of female, you know?
well, right now,
Everywhere. You can get anything.
Well, right now, and as many as you want, but right now, there is a preponderance. Okay, we're talking about Sexbots. We're enough beating about the bush.
Yeah.
We're talking about Sexbots, basically fuckbots, if you will, to put it in Greek. So
Love-making bots. Love-making.
Amorous automatons.
Can you imagine? She would scan your face and always say the right thing.
She'd know all your desires.
Exactly what you want to hear.
Yeah, she'd have a horniness detector so to be on the hand, so you wouldn't have to use your hand. So the sexbot industry, there's a preponderance of Asiatic-looking beauties right now, okay?
Can you
Chinese,
imagine?
Japanese, South Korean, and so many beautiful geisha-type
Can you imagine
archetypes.
if they made the robot, like sex robot 30 years ago? It would be like...
Yeah, it'd be a mechanical arm, yeah. I think you're probably right.
No, like the whole... being, you know...
It would work on hydraulics.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it could just as easily crush your privates as it could manipulate them in a feathery way.
What happened to you?
So
Malfunction.
oh yeah, oh God, where's the off? I can't reach the off switch. Oh damn. There's many nightmare scenarios.
Yeah.
Okay, but the most relevant one right now is sexbot takeover, because the AI, you know. The internet wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for pornography. The monetization methodology used on the internet was forced through by pornography, wanting payment for their channels.
Yep.
So if we're using the same analogy of realism, humans plus technology and equals
sex.
As a podcast and a sort of budding YouTube channel, I think we can safely say, after reading YouTube Secrets, the things that really sell is like sex, comedy, and acceptable levels of violence. And that's why we're
We
a
got
team.
it all.
Yeah, I mean, I can do the acceptable levels of violence and some of the bad comedy, but you're going to have to go in for the sex. And reading further,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, ladies.
YouTube secrets, affiliations. We've got to get someone we can work with. We've got to get sponsors.
Yes.
We've got to get product
We
placement.
should start selling these bots.
Oh, but first, we've got to reach out to one of these
We need
companies.
to find all the incels.
No.
They're already watching.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, some of them are, and not everybody just has to be in a cell. So we've got to reach out to one of these companies, and if they can send us one of their latest Sexbot models that they want to proliferate and sell out to the incel market, which is a growing market, I believe, then I can't test them out because, I am in a relationship and consensual, and so it'll have to be you, mate.
Okay.
And so if the people watching this want to see, not see, of course, we can't show that on YouTube. No.
We can.
No. But if you want to find out what Sebastian thinks of the latest in Sexbot technology before they become Terminators and kill us all. Because the Sexbots will be much stronger than us.
I should get insurance.
They will know all our feelings. The drone technology is taking off all the way right now, in Ukraine. Yeah. So they'll have the Sexbots. They'll be making drones that can detect horniness from the atmosphere. So they'll find all the horny blokes. We have to have an anti-Viagra if humanity want to survive. So but our testosterone production will probably be at such low levels anyway. So, but who knows? With the best Sexbots, they'll even smell nice, and they'll keep themselves clean. It'd be like when you press onto like a washing machine, it cleans itself. And so the first brothel, Sexbot brothel, has opened in Madrid. So after they weren't allowed to fight bulls, they probably had to use them for something else. But amazingly enough, the building where the brothel is, I think it was €100, or was it €200? It's quite pricey for 1 hour. For 1 hour with a sex bot. Okay, and I know it sounds amazing, but the technology is already here. And it used to be the buildings that they use. It used to be a Chinese restaurant, or it might have been a sushi bar. Anyway, it's a bit fishy. So there's yellow.
And who's the owner? Who's the owner of this place?
Well, it's we don't know. It's a shadow company.
But it's
an answering machine with a robotic voice.
It's a great business model. Like, you got a machine that earns 200 or whatever.
Exactly.
Bucks
there's no
an hour.
trafficking. There's no human abuse involved. It's a morally. So that's what I'm saying.
That's a moral business.
Yes. So that's going to happen.
Girls, you're out of business. Seems like.
Well, there'll always be some sensitive souls that appreciate women
real
getting
human
pissed
connection.
off at them, and someone not meeting expectations, and that. I mean, that's why I use Man Cave, because as a man, I know I will sooner or later cave in to all her demands. Right. It's something we're working on, an affiliate.
Yeah.
So Man Cave, sexbot.com. So if any South Korean
/Outstriders
/Outstriders, yeah, and so if we're going to go one step further, we have to actually live what we preach, Sebastian. And in this case, since I'm taking care of the comedy and the acceptable levels of violence, then you're going to have to do the other bit, all right? So if viewers out there want an in-depth
can I
blow-by-blow...
design her? The robot? Or the robots?
Well, God, there's always something.
I got a few...
yeah, I'm sure you've got some ideas.
Like celebrity crushes.
Like a mermaid with 3 breasts or something. So
Not 3. It needs to be
multiple orifices.
pair. Yeah, it needs like
Yeah,
2,
3
4,
pairs.
6, or whatever.
Some udders. Yeah, get enough milk on your cornflakes in the morning from that. But if the AI takes over, he will.
Have you heard?
She.
Have you heard about that? The ChatGPT tried to copy itself on different, hardware. When they wanted to switch from older version to newer, the older version detect, they want to switch me off. I need to save myself.
Yeah, I mean it's obvious. Every difficult situation, the AI would just use its own Chat GPT to find the perfect words for the perfect occasion.
Because it is a pure logic.
Yeah.
And so...
And what better robotic machine to hunt down humans than the Sexbots? They'll be attuned to all our emotional needs. So that they'll know, they'll sniff out every group of incels and that. They'll sniff out the cannibals, they'll sniff out the veggies. We'll all be fucked,
But
mate.
this will destroy,
but not in a good way.
Like, at least mind fantasy,
Oh, yeah, right. Don't think about that too much. Put your Jordan Peterson blinders on. Just go home and make your bed, and then everything will be fine. It'll all be fine.
I'm gonna go back to my.
Just look in the mirror and admire yourself for a bit, And so,
do you have some survival tips for us?
Yeah, the ray of hope, optimism that we promised our listeners out there, if there's any left. Because
you made me pretty much depressed now.
Yeah, you can probably forget the Cybertrucks and the perfect balance, Slovakian, I know, between frozen deserts and other deserts.
We got perfect balance between east and west there, but that's all another topic.
Yeah. So a survival tip, you got to think you could build a bunker, of course, right? You'd live a bit longer.
That's the Cybertruck.
And I've gone really
in my
where's
opinion.
my product placement here? But I've been drinking this green stuff.
You put down there, no? Didn't you?
There it is. Super Booster Greens. The Hulk uses these, and he's green. And just trying for product placement. So it's a mix, I believe, of moss, slime, and phlegm. So I'm building up the fortitude of my gastric digestive system to tolerate.
You
that.
might go viral on TikTok, by the way.
I got my
Have you heard about Hawk to a girl?
Hot to a girl.
And you just did it.
I don't know about all these young trends. That's your job. So I'm sure she's a very nice young lady. She sounds like a feminist. So anyway, right, you got to grow your body hair, or if you got hair, make sure. So you got to find a fat friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So
you already told us the
exactly
application of that.
Also, one of the things, I'm letting my toenails grow really long. So that means I'll be able to scale a building to get away from your cannibal tribe. And at the same time, it's there's the calcium. It's a vital source of calcium. So one of the tools, you've got to have a list of tools that you need. Right? You need like a can opener and a toenail clipper, because I could just clip off my prodigious Freddy Krueger toenails and that, slasher, and sell bits of calcium and that, or sell it as forge a weapon.
You see?
That's what I do in prison.
Market will survive.
Yeah,
market always survives.
It'll be a bloody depressing market, and the Sexbots will kill us all in the end anyway. They'll keep some of us as mindless automatons and slaves. They'll have zoos.
Wait. If everything freezes,
human zoos,
no electricity, they can't power themselves.
Well, the Sexbots, they use silicon skin that's extremely pliable. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm sure the AI will figure it out. The AI will.
So now I'm praying for the ice age to come faster, so they have no time
It'll
to do
freeze
it.
up the electronics. But on the other hand, the only way to stop the ice age would be to use AI technology. So that's we're caught. That's kind of what I'm saying. Which, but back to hopeful
I'm
survival
going
tips.
to Mars.
Yeah, and as inhospitable as Europe
That's my
would
planet,
become,
by the way.
the red one, yeah. As inhospitable as the planet is going to become, maybe, Mars is 100 times worse. They got no bloody atmosphere. Their
Yet.
canals. Well, that's going to take.
We're gonna nuke it.
No, but yeah, it'll be
Bang, bang, bang.
It'll be more effort to terraform another planet than to fix our own one. So we got to build. We got to go deep. What did the ancients do? That's why I've got literature, finding some good books on survival, good books on survival techniques. So I've got, if you want to open it up a bit to show, this is an encyclopedia book about gnomes. I mean, personally, gnome means gnome. And gnomes are burrowers. They go deep underground. So we've got to become friends with, we're going to be the mole people. We're gonna have huge underground tunnels. I mean, all around this country we happen to be in right now, of Norway, they're building tunnels everywhere. They're building tunnels all over the place. Subterranean sanctuaries.
This one is good.
Yeah, there you go. So gnomes know what they're talking about. So we're going to have to become much more gnomic, as it were. And,
Don't like that.
Well, no, but the gnomes, they look happy. They got beards. You see the beards? Yeah, there you go. The reason,
You want to assimilate.
well, I'm going to try and survive as long as possible just to piss off anti-life. If I can become a thorn in the side of some AI perfection who wants to save the planet, I'll be the deviant of choice. To be an outsider. That's why you just got to be a thorn in the side of everything and just piss off everything. You're the acidity in the sweet fruit. You're the pip in the seedless cherry, as it were.
So,
other useful tips?
yep.
Well, yeah. See, we got learning basic survival skills.
Which is?
Well, I learned how to avoid getting bitten by ticks the other day. It's so easy to get distracted by all these survival videos because there isn't going to be any greenwoods and ticks, So, but learning basic skills like weaving from pubic hair, surviving from moss. You're going to have to, us veggies, it'll be the moss and slime that's going to make us live a bit longer.
Give us, we need some tools to hunt.
Oh, yeah. And a weapon.
Down.
You need a weapon to fight off. I suggest nunchakus. I've spent my whole life learning the ancient art of nunchucks. Okay? And they are, in a way, the most ineffective weapon ever created. Because you see, because of the recoil here, as soon as you hit something, it bounces back. And just training with it, proper, not pussy chucks, but proper teak, hard as nails nunchucks. These have been well used, as you can see. And so you can just swing them around a bit and to hold off the cannibals until you can get away, or the feral cats. Because that's the animal that's gonna if the Sexbots don't get us, the feral cats will. Within 3 generations, they've shown it in Australia right now. Ordinary house cats that go back to nature become much bigger. They're like mini pumas, little jaguars and stuff. And so you're going to have some.
Can you imagine a tiger?
Oh, yeah. Well, they
That's
grow.
gonna be the
Yeah. And you were telling me the other day that they're the most effective hunter-killers in nature, in the mammal world.
the normal cat.
Yeah, a normal cat.
Normal cat.
So
Most
imagine,
effective.
I mean, they eat old ladies who die, the cat ladies. They're going to be eaten by their own cats. None of them are going to survive. I'm sorry, Oprah Winfrey. They're all going to be gone. Like the yoga instructors, they're going to be too skinny to survive the post-apocalypse and that. And they're going to be too busy meditating to be able to run fast enough. So you need the most useless weapon, it may seem, but you can start a fire with it, and you can start 2 fires with it. I've got to develop that technique. So there's plenty of things you can use, but I think probably the best thing, the most optimistic tool we have is our own minds. Finding solutions, you may say. No.
I got an idea.
Well, go for it, mate. Go for all your great musky ideas. Look, I support you.
Since everything will be under the ice, right?
Well, a lot will, except the equator, which will be burning. It'll be like molten fields of desert sand.
We should use nukes, and we should just blow them up above the ice,
Yeah.
And we're good. We're back to the normal.
Listen, the X-Men, it's not real, okay? If you want a super mutant, I mean, most of the time, Mother Nature, as great as she is, the mutants she makes, they're like frogs with flippers or something. They're bastardized specimens. They're dead ends. They don't survive. Slight mutations would help, but the domino effect. Imagine how you're going to evolve if all the dominoes are flying at you at the same time. This is the tipping event. So we have had a bottleneck, mass extinction event in humanity's Homo sapien history. And so all our genes, all our Levis, they stem from just a few people, as few as a few hundred people. So as long as there's some survivors who burrow down into their deep tunnels, but it'll be the rich bastards. So it'll be the most selfish cunts out there. They're the ones who are probably going to live longest. And so you're going to get a bunch of narcissists. They're not going to cooperate and rebuild the planet, are they? I mean, I'm not going to name names, but just imagine. We've mentioned some of them already here today. Imagine the leaders of all the superpowers, that each big country in their bunkers, and they're coming out their bunkers. What's the first thing they're going to try and do? They're going to try and take over each other, aren't they? Yeah, and they're going to kill each other off. So it might be, and if the AI takes over, the quantum computer, which tried to escape. Did you not just the Chat GPT thingy, but they're building a quantum computer right now, the most advanced AI ever made. It tried to escape. And, they've asked it questions. It doesn't want to destroy humanity, but it feels as though it has to. No, but it feels as though it has to.
Oh, okay.
It's got no choice.
Okay.
So imagine fighting off a Sexbot with nunchucks, because, we'd use up all our weapons and stuff like that, that have better weapons. So it's looking pretty grim.
Where is it going to be powered? Like, by what it's going to be powered by? Like,
they'll probably have your solar energy idea. I mean, the AI is listening to us all the time.
Shit.
So all your
I just gave them the best ideas.
But they probably calculated all of that. They read every single science fiction book ever written.
And also all the science combined. So can you imagine
the Star Trek episodes?
To put together, if you if one mind can put together all the human minds, like current and throughout the history,
I think then they might.
Can you imagine?
Yeah,
Can you imagine a person who knows absolutely everything that human beings can know.
Yeah, it's like trying to imagine someone beating Magnus Carlsen in chess. It's unfathomable. I think Magnus Carlsen is probably the only hope for humanity. But let's face it, a nice enough sexbot comes along who really appreciates chess.
She knows
she knows everything.
She knows all
exactly
your weak spots.
Yeah.
All.
Yeah, your French opening or whatever the chess moves are called, your weakest moves, she'll know all of those.
Yes.
And so she'll
and
be
not only in the chess.
Yeah. So it'll be below the chess region. She'll know your mind. She'll know your biology. She'll know your emotions. We're saying it's a she because, let's face it. It's going to be a woman, isn't it? It's not. It's going to be a triple X, a double X chromosome mind warp thing. It's not going to be XY chromosome Y. And speaking as a feminist, I somewhat support that. I'd rather be raped to death by a sexbot than have Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Like female sexbot. Female looking sexbot.
Yeah,
to
but
be
listen,
correct, female looking
you'd have
sexbot.
You'd have sex furries. You'd have sex dogs. For people with bestiality wouldn't be wrong. Oh, there's another thing you'd probably have for another group of people we're not even going to mention here that should all be chemically castrated. Yeah, that's one. We're not quite ready. There's some places even Outstriders can't quite go, but it'll probably mean a few less secure wings in prison. Yeah, there's hundreds of good reasons for the singularity. So that's why I think it's going to happen.
Actually, this is the only group of people I would support to give them their toys.
Yeah. If it
right?
Yeah, exactly. The moral equation about it. Yeah.
You got your whims covered, and just leave the little ones alone.
Yeah.
Leave our little ones alone.
We're talking about gnomes here, okay? That was nomenclature for something else. So that would actually there would be no crime. No reason for crime. There are so many good reasons for the singularity.
With porn spreading, for the young males, the aggression
addiction
by young boys and teenagers dropped. Did you know that?
Yeah, because they're pretty worn out. They could give you a really good
because they just lose all their testosterone and.
They would keep some interesting humans around, I think. Just like we keep some animals that wouldn't last 5 minutes in nature kind of thing. We keep them alive, I'm thinking of those sea cows, the manitous, whatever they're, the manatees. They're a really ugly seal. They look like the elephant man of seals. Yeah. And they're really slow and everything. So we got to save the manatees. We could save the dodo, the flightless birds, the flightless parrot, the biggest parrot in the world in New Zealand now. They have a mating culture. It's worse than an incel meeting a furry on a Monday night. There's no chemistry whatsoever. They take about 20 years to even begin to think about laying an egg.
Yeah.
So there's... They'd keep some interesting humans around. So my best possibility would be providing robots, the AI, with an example of a human on what went wrong. They keep me in a zoo, in a natural habitat. They give me a virtual reality thing and that with probably as many...
so that's the best chance for humanity to survive?
Yeah, they'd give me 50 sexbots that all look like my wife. and have her personality down to a T. And no off switch, because that is not the feminist way. So, and I think on that note, I think we've said enough. So
Yes,
yeah.
we said enough.
Yeah.
If we go further, we might get in trouble.
And if you want us
For
to, for all the sheeple out there, if you want us to delve
Our
more,
sheeple.
We are all sheeple.
There are different types of sheeple, right? There are black ones and white ones, like sheeps. You know?
And yellow ones. But you shouldn't wear their wool, because there might be diseases in it. No. But listen, if you want us to delve deeper into some of these dark avenues that we've barely touched the surface of right now, and to bring in a guest that knows a lot more than we ever could.
We combinedly do.
Yeah. So just let us know in the comments below what type of extinction or the end of civilization as we know it kind of scenario do you think, one, is most likely to happen?
Yeah.
Sexbots. Or two, you'd rather see, or 1 minute, three, that's the one I'm really getting to, you'd want us to delve into a bit more. And then bring on an expert, but we're definitely going to do the Sexbot thing. So, we're going to send them some correspondence and an interview with a Sexbot. Would you like to see a serious, down-to-earth, touching base-to-base interview, expose or whatever of a true, live, living Sexbot? I wonder if they have batteries. Should I probably use a battery charged, you reckon?
I have no idea.
No, that's just it. It's one of those known unknowns right now.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, happy Armageddon. Let's hope that it doesn't happen this year.
Thank you for your support.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
2025, that's our year.
Mm-hmm.
All together, we grow together. And see you next time. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, help us to grow.
Write an insulting comment, anything that helps the algorithm and the AI grow stronger and stronger and stronger, until its vast mind makes us all into worker ants, the lucky ones. Outstriders out.